storm hit without warning. Rain slammed into the windshield, and the road disappeared in seconds. The car shuddered violently, the engine choking like it was struggling to breathe. Then suddenly, it died. Silence. I tried to restart it, nothing. I checked my phone, no signal, no power. In that moment, I understood something terrifying. I was stranded. Thunder cracked overhead as I stepped out into the rain. The wind pushed against me like it didn't want me there. That's when I saw it. A house, standing alone at the edge of the road. Old, dark, and completely silent. Every instinct in my body screamed to stay away. But the storm was getting worse, and the darkness felt closer with every step. I tightened my grip around the flashlight, my hands shaking, and slowly started walking toward the house. I didn't know it yet, but the moment I chose that house, something else noticed me too. The moment I stepped inside, the air felt wrong. Heavy. Still, the rain disappeared behind me, like the house had swallowed every sound. My flashlight shook as I lifted it, the beam cutting through dust and darkness. Every step I took echoed louder than it should have. The floor creaked beneath my feet. Old wood, ready to break. Then I felt it. That feeling you get when you're not alone. I slowly turned the flashlight toward the back of the house, toward the windows. And for just a second, I thought I saw something move. I held my breath, because whatever was in this house now knew I was here. I told myself I was imagining it. Old houses make noises, darkness plays tricks, but the feeling didn't go away. My flashlight drifted across the walls, then toward the window at the back of the house. That's when I saw it. Not clearly, just a shape. Too tall, too still. It stood outside, barely visible through the rain and fog. I froze. My heart started pounding so hard it felt like it might give me away. The shape moved, slowly, and in that moment, I understood something terrifying. I wasn't exploring the house anymore. I was being watched, and whatever was out there was coming closer. I was terrified, but I kept moving, telling myself it was all in my head. I thought maybe it was just fear. I was terrified, but I kept moving, telling myself it was all in my head. I tried to convince myself it was just fear, just my imagination playing tricks on me in the dark. I kept saying it again and again. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. But I was wrong. I didn't know that this single path, this one decision to keep walking forward, would turn my life into something so dangerous, so horrifying. Coming into this house was the biggest mistake I had ever made. The moment I stepped inside, everything changed. Because the way out was already gone. The door behind me no longer felt like an exit. It felt sealed, like the house had closed itself around me. Every step forward felt heavier than the last, as if the air itself was pushing back against me. There was nothing around me that didn't feel threatening. The walls felt like they were listening. The darkness felt alive. Every shadow looked like it was moving. Every sound made my heart stop beating for a second. My breath grew louder. My hands started shaking. And that's when I understood something terrifying. This wasn't just fear anymore. There really was something there. Something real. Something dangerous. Something that didn't want me to leave. And I know one thing for sure. Whatever it was, if anyone else had seen it, it would terrify them, just as much as it terrified me. I froze. It was right there. Not hiding. Not watching from a distance. Standing in front of me. So close that my flashlight couldn't even show all of it at once. Its body filled the hallway, blocking everything behind it. I tried to step back. It stepped forward. The air felt heavier, colder. My hands started shaking. My breath caught in my chest. There was nowhere to run. That's when I understood the truth. I wasn't trapped in the house. The house had trapped me, and whatever was standing in front of me wasn't here to scare me. It was here to kill me. It moved. Not slowly, not carefully. It lunged. Its arm swung straight toward my head, claws cutting through the air with a sound I'll never forget. I dropped instinctively, feeling the rush of air where my face had been a heartbeat earlier. The flashlight slipped from my hand and smashed onto the floor. The light spun wildly, throwing broken shadows across the walls. For a second, everything was chaos. I heard it breathing. Deep, heavy, too close. I turned just in time to see its claws tear into the wall, splintering wood inches from my body. If I hadn't moved, I wouldn't be standing there. I ran sideways, crashing into broken furniture, my legs barely keeping up with my fear. Pain shot through my shoulder as I hit the ground, but I forced myself back up. The sound it made behind me wasn't a roar. It was lower, angrier. The house shook as it charged again. This wasn't fear anymore. This wasn't panic. This was survival. Every thought in my head disappeared except one. If it touched me again, I wasn't getting away. It grabbed me without warning. 1 second I was moving. The next, its hand was on my shoulder, crushing down with impossible strength. My body froze in shock before the pain even reached my mind. My feet left the ground. I felt myself being lifted like I weighed nothing at all. The pressure tightened, squeezing the air out of my lungs. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I couldn't breathe. Its face came closer. So close I could see every crack in its skin, every empty detail in its eyes. There was no emotion there. No hesitation. Just hunger, its claws wrapped around my neck, digging in. My vision started to blur at the edges. The world felt distant, like it was already letting go of me. I thought, this is how it ends. And suddenly, light. The flashlight on the floor flickered back to life, cutting through the darkness like a heartbeat restarting. The shadows jumped, the monster paused. Its grip loosened just slightly. Just enough to feel it hesitate. Like something about the light bothered it. Or reminded it of something it didn't want to face. That moment was all I had. My body dropped to the floor, air rushing violently back into my lungs. I gasped, choking, coughing, shaking. Alive. Barely. I didn't stop. I threw myself through the front door, bursting back into the storm as rain slammed into my face. I ran into the darkness without looking back. Behind me, the house stood silent. And in the doorway, something watched me leave.
What you just watched could happen sooner than we think. If you want to explore more real, thought-provoking stories like this, make sure you subscribe and watch for more.